We sent out about $1.1 million of quotes in the past 30 days. And my goal is to get my monthly quotes sent out up to $2 million. I enjoy singing with my team. We are here in the beautiful area of Westchester. This is a beautiful area of Chester County. My team member Catherine sold this project to our clients, and the team started pulling all the weeds yesterday. One thing that happens to us here at CMG Landscaping, I'm sure it happens to you guys, is we'll go on a quote a month ago, right, when there's no weeds on the beds, and then we come back a month later and the weeds are sky high. So that's a tough part of our industry. We have to try to average that out. But all I'm going to do is check on this job site. This client actually messaged me, Facebook messaged me on Facebook after she got the quote and all from Catherine, talking about like she wants some more garden bed maintenance quotes and things like that. So we're gonna go check this project out, check on the team, see how they're doing. We're gonna go do a design review meeting with Catherine and a client named Lauren. We got 3 quotes today. We might even go check up on a job site in Glenmore that's completed because the client wants to give me a check. I want to do a bunch of follow-up phone calls. We got like 1 or 2 quotes to finalize. We sent out about $1.1 million of quotes in the past 30 days with a 29 or 31% conversion rate. So I'm trying to get my conversion rate a little bit further up. And my goal is to get my monthly quotes sent out up to $2 million. It's this bed that the guys are doing. Are they gonna do this bed or no? Hola, amigo. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bueno, Johnny, or Jose.
Hola.
See, what about using, this is all weeds or no?
It's all is weed.
See.
All. Yes.
Were you here yesterday or no?
Yes.
Did Catherine show you what bed? Oh,
Yes.
okay. She
Yeah,
walked
showed
you
me
through it.
all.
Oh, okay. Did you ask him to sing along to the music for me? Jose. Give me something poquito. El verse verete.
Dejarlo todo.
Sí, o todo. Come on, Jose. Sing along, amigo. Mi mejore. All right, guys, we're gonna go to the next job site and check it out. We had a great, session of just pulling some weeds, singing with the guys. I enjoy singing with my team. Makes me happy. Sean, let's hop on the DJI real quick. We got to film some stuff.
I'll go 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
move, and then you start, okay?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
If I lost everything in my business today, here's the one thing I would keep.
All right.
The one thing I would keep in my landscaping business is my. Hold on, let's restart that because that's.
3, 2.
I would keep my jobber account, and here's why. All right, guys, we're about to hop on a design review meeting. This is with my designer, Catherine, as well as one of my clients. Catherine completely sold this design, did the design. I've not seen the design until now, but she invited me to be on this call, so I said, why not? Let's be on this call. Let's walk through things. A lot of times in these bigger projects that you're selling, a design is one thing and the concept is one thing, but also when you get on site, sometimes what we'll do, like last week, we went back on site, or the beginning of this week, we did a design, we had it almost finalized. I said, Catherine, let's go back on site, retake a couple measurements just to be sure. And within doing that, we changed the design just a little bit. And so those details matter because it's better to do it now than like start the job, order the material for that type of design, and then be like, oh, wait a minute, this probably would have been smarter to do it like this. So you're not a beginner if you have to double, triple check or go back out to the property. It's actually an expert's thing to do.
Hi, how are you, Catherine?
I'm good. How about
Nice
yourself?
to meet you, Chase.
Nice to meet you as well, Lauren.
Good. I was just on a meeting. I'm like doing this in between work meetings, so I want to move myself to where my husband is, so give me just a minute, okay?
Yeah.
No worries.
It's rocking and rolling. Spring season is here and we're having a fantastic time.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. All right, hey, Michael? Hey, can we go to the kitchen table and look at this? Okay. So did you have a few models for how to deal with the driveway?
This was the main one that worked because I know you said you wanted 2 cars here and leading up. So the other option would be to leave this bumped out, but then shave this area. So whatever you shave off of this back area, you would have back here.
I don't know if we have friends, Lauren, but we can definitely show up with a smile and, some great positive
good.
energy.
Good. Some cookies? Bring some cookies?
Whatever they want, cookies, brownies, lunch.
All right. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right.
All right, well, it was great to meet you too. And like I said, Catherine will send these edit images or these images. We're going to touch base with the township. That might be a couple days, if not next week. And then Catherine can answer any questions about plantings.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Great to
All right,
meet
good
you guys.
Chase.
Yeah, good to meet you, Chase.
You as well, Michael and Lauren.
All right. Take care. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
All right, guys, we just got done our design review with our clients, Lauren and Michael. We're going to send them a quote to get started on a portion of the total project. And then we're going to reach out to the township, Lower Marion, to see what we can do there as far as impervious coverage. I'm the type of guy that just wants to get in there with my machines and my crew and demo shit out and start installing stuff. But as I grow a company, I guess I can't do that kind of stuff. My buddy Denny Howe, told me about this last year and probably the year before that. And he is right. I got to start abiding by the rules of the government. But I always pay my taxes. I just paid my taxes, and it was a big ass hit. So, I'm gonna be low. I'm gonna be laying low this year. Psych. But no, I did pay my taxes. That shit hurt. All right, guys. One of my Service Pro Elite members was texting me. He was bidding this large project. It was like $500,000 to $600,000. It was for finishing off a gas station for the landscaping. And we had a discussion about this earlier in the week where he was like, "Yo, man, how do I bid this?" He's going to GC a couple things out, but other things he's going to do in-house. And we got to the point in the conversation, I was like, Heston, do you want to bid a project like this? Number one, in the residential space, we collect a deposit and that's that, right? We get 1/3 or 50% up front. We do the project, the other 50%. With the commercial space, it's a very different game. And sometimes on commercial jobs, you have to get a loan to float your business to do the job. So I said, Heston, what are the pay terms of this contract, of this client, right? This commercial client. So he finally got back to me. The progress payments will be made once a month based on percentage of work completed, less a 10% retainage. The retainage will be released following the final project sign off by the client or lender. Their response on deposits wasn't there. Not good, brother. Heston, to be honest with you, brother, if you were a $5, $10, $15 million company, a project like this would make a lot of sense. You could easily probably float it. You could, work numbers into certain stuff where you could say, if the excavation or irrigation was first, you could kind of bump those numbers up way more to get a bigger payment, a bigger progress payment to start and float the jobs like that. But given the situation we're in, I don't know if it's a good idea to take on a job like this. I mean, it might be worth sending out an FU proposal to them. Like, hey guys, we can do this project for this cost. And literally I need it to be 70% net profit margin. And then we could figure something out, 75% net profit margin, and add in there money for interest, right? Add in there $15,000 for interest to float the project. It's my advice, folks. Get with it or get left behind broke, bankrupt, and sleeping in your car.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey Chris, this is Chase with CMG Landscaping. I was out there this past Monday. I wanted to touch base and review the proposal, and so I'll wait to hear from you. So one of the most important things I talk about to my students is answering the phone. That is the most important thing your business can do. If it's just you as the business owner and you got a couple guys, you have to answer the phone. So I'm reviewing the call logs of my company, and unfortunately, the answering is no good. So here's one stat for you. We missed 21% additional calls this month compared to last month. We had 371 calls come in this year. Or I'm sorry, this month, 371 calls, and that's up 50%. Outgoing calls is up 131%. Answered calls is down 21%. Now, whose responsibility is it to answer the phone? Corey Bilbo, and she's watching this vlog. So we're gonna have a meeting later today. We're gonna hop on our, we have an ops call. We're gonna stay on longer and just go over how we can solve. It's a problem, and it's a massive problem, and I'm trying to grow my company to $5 million per year, and so we're not going to do that by not answering the fucking phone. I could tell you that much right now. We're gonna think about a solution to this problem as a group. And I'm Chase. I'm a leader. I'm a boss. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes too. So it's not gonna be a conversation with my team member of like, why the fuck isn't this? It's gonna be a conversation of, hey, I know we're all doing a lot right now, but this is my main concern. This is the most important thing that you're doing and or not doing in this case. And so we need to figure out how we can solve that. Some of you guys might know, others might not. I own rental properties. I started investing in rental properties in real estate at the age of like 20, 21. I owner financed my first deal. Then later that year I got into a single family house, traditional finance. And now I own about like 10 or 11 properties. I think the current value of them all is $5 to $6 million. And so one thing I just did is I reached out to my property manager for one of the properties. We got some sort of rental license we have to fill out. 2 of my tenants paid their rent between this morning and yesterday. I got to check with Corey, my office manager, to see if the other tenants paid the other rents. I have one guy that I'm owner financing a single family house to. He's behind on his payments. I'm gonna text him. So yeah, that's part of managing real estate. Every month it's something else. We had one other tenant reach out to me today that we self-manage about the heating system. So I have a lot of great people that's around me and in my network essentially. So like if I were to have to pay Horizon, right, which is a massive HVAC company, to go out and check my rental properties, I would not be a landlord. I would be a bankrupt landlord. But since I have a lot of great team members around me and people that can do stuff and watch out for me, you need these people in your corner if you're going to own real estate, if you're going to own a successful business. Again, this is another shout out to my buddy Denny Howe Sr. and Denny Howe Jr. Like he talked to me. I said, what do you think the biggest challenges are for an engineer getting into the industry? And he was like, well, Chase, engineers come out of school thinking they're the shit, right? They just got this degree. They went to college. They're an engineer. But what they fail to realize is they have to deal with the local government in order to get plans approved. And I, as a landlord, as a landowner, I have to deal with government officials as well, and I don't like them. Right? I've been dealing with the stupid concrete issue on one of my rental properties in Pottstown for months and months and months now, and we redid it a second time to make sure it was perfect to the liking of the township guy there. Listen, I like everybody. I'm never an asshole. When I pull up, I try not to be an asshole. Sean, do you think I'm an asshole to new people? No. Now, if there's people that I do business with multiple times and they start to do things where I have to be an asshole, then I'm going to be an asshole. Sean, have you seen that too?
You're direct?
Yeah, I'm direct. I'm direct and pretty even.
You're not mean, you're direct.
I'm just direct.
Yeah.
And so, this guy now wants me to redo it again. So for a third time, because it's not perfect. In his eyes. The first time it was perfect. It looks way better than all the other concrete on the fucking hood of Pottstown, PA. I understand this is going to happen with the shit I got and the online stuff I do, but I pull up with a Cybertruck to one of my Pottstown properties, and the township guy sees that, the borough guy sees it. It is what it is.
Hey, Chase.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Sorry about that. Earlier, I was out of town, actually. I just got back last night.
Nice.
So I couldn't pick up at that time.
Where were you?
My call was, I was in Cancun. Took
Nice.
the company out for a little vacation.
Oh, that's fun. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah, it was nice. They worked pretty hard. Last time I went was more than 5 years ago, so I'm like, let me take them out.
Nice. And when is your company's busy season?
Doing fourth quarter. So now we slow down because our kids are going on vacation. So it's not that bad.
Nice.
And when the weather gets better, we slow down.
Are you in any daycares? Do you own any daycares, or mainly just,
No daycares.
Okay.
That's a good business. Never got into it. I'm actually trying to get into adult daycare.
Ah.
That's
for
big money.
mentally unstable people, or just people that aren't capable of
Memory bed, yeah.
Okay.
People can't go to the bathroom, need assistance and stuff.
All right, cool. So the sod project.
So the sod project, the grass is really good. I talked to a couple of guys and they're like, your grass is stabilized. There's no reason to remove it. And it's really nice. It's just that part where they ruined, that's what I need redone. And I was thinking, Do you think it makes sense just to hydro seed it?
I don't think so. I mean, we don't hydro seed, and the typical application to hydro seed is like when a new developer builds a bunch of homes and they'll just hydro seed the whole neighborhood.
Because originally I hydro seeded my lawn.
Nice.
So I was like, if we could just fix up that area, it makes no sense getting stabilized grass, taking it out and redoing it.
Right.
But everything else good. We're on schedule.
We're on schedule. Everything's ordered, coming in starting next week, so we're good to go.
Sounds good. Give me a call if you need anything else.
You got it, Mike.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, see ya. He bought a $50,000 project from us, a design and build project, design and install build, a bunch of plants, turf. Hey Dave, this is Chase with CMG Landscaping. How's it going?
Good, Chase. How are you?
Good. I was just down the street at Buyer Station. I figured I'd touch base and see if you got a chance to review that proposal.
Yeah, I did. Just to be frank, it's a little more than we were expecting, honestly, and the deposit policy too is something that I don't know if I'd really be comfortable doing that. Only because this is going back a ways. I gave a guy a deposit once, and I'm not, suggesting in any way, shape, or form that would be the situation here, but he just got up and left, and I was like, what the heck?
If it makes you feel more comfortable, we could always, collect the deposit when the team arrives that morning. You know what I mean? Something like that. Obviously, the bigger projects that we discussed in the backyard, those would require the larger deposits. But in regards to the spring cleanup, that proposal includes, full herbicide, application before we start your project. So if you want to eliminate that, we can do that. And then that proposal also includes bringing in a Mini X and digging out the stump and creating that extra garden bed. So if you want, we can take those items out, or what were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the car right now, so I don't have it in front of me to look at in detail. But, obviously, as we discussed, there's a lot of moving parts, lots of things that are under consideration. What we should do at this stage is just give me some more time to get my head square.
Yeah.
Where we want to prioritize. Are you still in the mindset that, a deck estimate or pad, did you take those measurements?
I do have those measurements, and we can work on that. I'd prefer to work with you on the spring cleanup first, obviously, before we start spending more time and resources to keep producing these other larger proposals.
Yeah, all right.
I don't like to call it I'm not following up. I'm just saying, man, you got the quote 2-3 days ago. You're eager to get it. I'm touching base. Do you want our service or not? Where are you at with the project? I try not to be like these whole Instagram salespeople. I try to have more of a conversation and provide options to keep the conversation going. Oh, it's higher than you want. All right, well, let's take out this or let's take out that. And that's going to allow you to try and sell the job. Hey, give the guy options. And then he was saying, oh, well, do you want to do, the quota and the other stuff? Brother, if you're not going to hire me for A, I'm probably not going to waste my resources and my time on this other stuff, rightfully so. Or what I probably will do when I follow up with him and he doesn't hire us with the spring cleanup, I'd say, hey, Dave, I'm more than happy to do that. Let's do a design first and really lay out your two options, natural stone patio, a Trex deck on a design that you guys can visually see, that we can see, so that no mistakes are made. And here's the cost for that design. That way I'm not wasting time. Hey, $1,500, we'll do it. That's how I would proceed in that type of situation. All right, guys, we're here in Glenmore on site of one of my completed projects. We just wrapped up that other estimate in Buyer Station, Chester Springs, and luckily I had my driver drive me because I already sent the estimate out. The total estimate value was $8,400, $8,500. It was $4,200 to replace 11 lights, and then it was another $4,200, $4,000 to do the driveway re-edging project. Essentially, it was kind of like that edging, but the guy had nicer edging than that, and it was all up and down and crappy, kind of like that is. So I gave him a quote to redo it with a new compacted base and as well as some concrete on the back edge of it. So now we're here at this other project. So busy. So this project consists of many different things. We did drainage, we did plant removal and install, we did river stone, decorative stone install, we finished, graded, seeded some areas like this area. This client, Mr. Maloney, had a stump right here, and he got kind of rid of the stump. We finished getting rid of it, soiled it, seeded it, put some straw down, 1 to 3 inch river stone throughout the front. I really like this contrast right here that's going on. You see the front of his home has some stone look to it, right? Some veneer stone or stone. So I kind of like having this low maintenance river stone. And I think eventually with Mr. Maloney's estate here, we would like to change this salmon color stone potentially to some river stone. And you can see this garden bed doesn't have the black aluminum edging. Sean, if you can kind of creep in on this, this is how professionals do it. You can barely see it. It gives it that nice look. Well, not look, but it prevents the grass from growing into that. And that's what we do here at CMG Landscaping. Now, this client is also a turf care client of Lawn Pro. So we did his first spring application, I believe, last week as well. And we have 4 more applications for this client here in Glenmore. And I'm super excited to see how the grass turns out. All right, guys, let's go into Sean's house. He is a, I don't want to get the term mixed up, wrong, but he's a mortgage broker. So if you wanted to buy a home or whatever, buy an investment property, he would be your guy. I think his technical term now is loan officer. I believe he's a loan officer, and he services, I believe, most of the country, or definitely around Pennsylvania. Sean, what states do you service?
So I'm licensed in Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Delaware.
Yeah?
And but my company is licensed all across, so I can get loans done anywhere you need.
And
Any state, anytime, 7 days a week, morning, noon, and night. I'm doing an approval right now. About to send it out, actually.
And tell him the name of your company.
CMG Home Loans, baby. You can't tell me that there's not some type of like coincidence or whatever you want to call it. The fact that CMG, like, what are we talking about here, ladies and gentlemen?
Right.
You got the two best of the best here.
Exactly. And guys, since the last vlog that you joined me on here in Mr. Maloney's estate, I'm going to give you an update on the shoe room too, because I just...
Wait, can they get a wow? Can people get a wow?
Yeah. That was so funny. Like, I was like, oh, wow.
So this is where I throw my shoes? Wow.
So this is where Mr. Maloney puts his shoes, and he finally got it. I mean, this looks amazing. Sure, this opens this whole thing up. And like, one thing about Sean's house, which I love this, is, he lives in a large house, but he really has minimal furniture, but I prefer that. Like, this is really all you need.
So that's just like a regular walking pace.
Nice.
So yeah, so up and down changes the speed, and then on and off will start it and stop it.
Thank you. The whole thing is very unique.
Well, this stuff, with what's in the beds, I'm talking.
Right.
I'm thinking, what about those? I mean, those are healthy. They're not like...
Right, those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are small, kind of
I think we
match.
keep those, but I think 1, 2, these 5 just
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
Are you thinking that too or no?
Yeah.
I want your perspective.
Yeah, the bigger stuff, it doesn't really make sense. We could pop those out. And then would you keep it stone, or would you?
No, keep it stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're here in Glenmore at Sean's house. My team and I just got done redoing the front landscape of his property. We ripped out all the old shrubs, installed new. Sean was looking for a clean, classic, low maintenance look. And so that's exactly what we delivered. We installed boxwoods, 1 to 3 inch riverstone, weed fabric, black aluminum edging, as well as did some drainage and regrading. Sean, how was your experience working with CMG Landscaping?
Amazing, honestly, from start to finish. Chase came out and we walked the property, last fall, right?
Last fall.
Right. We were going to do it sooner, but then the weather just turned on us real quick. We actually had a winter for once, which was nice. So we walked through the property. We talked about, it was nice because he didn't just tell me like, hey, here's what we're going to do. And I didn't just tell him that. I painted the picture. I want simplistic. I want, contemporary, like tell me what you're thinking. And he just, I gave him the canvas and he drew the picture for me. And then, we went back and forth a few times like,
Yep.
Hey, let's do this. And I'm like, no, subtract that, add that. And it was, I almost felt like it was like doing it with a friend. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I was being sold on anything. He had some really good ideas. I had my own idea of what I wanted, but then he added it and came to life. Like I thought a mulch bed here, but he actually decided to do the rocks there, and I think that looks so much better. As you can tell, the color of the rocks goes with the stone on the house, just along with the walkway as well.
Mm-hmm.
We raised up the soil in here, so there was about 5 inches there. The experience was awesome. I felt like my input mattered, and I felt like almost like I designed it on my own, but really he was the one that made it come to life.
Yeah, and that's what we do with all of our clients, right? When we do our initial consultation with our clients, we're looking to understand, hey, what's your vision? What's your want for your space, your outdoor living space? Is it low maintenance? Do you want a lot going on? And then we critique and kind of, like you said, kind of go back and forth and find the best design for your install. Like you said, if we're going to rip these guys out, we'll have to bring in additional stone. We raise this grade up essentially.
Yep.
So that corner is the high point, obviously.
Well, that's a good grade.
Nothing like a good grade, huh?
I don't know. I never got them.
Guys, Sean used to own a lawn care company.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
And talk to us about, like you were telling me over the phone the other night, talk to us about some of your struggles you had back then.
I'll be honest with you, staffing was an issue, timing was an issue. I really don't think that we had the cutting schedule down. I don't think that we really just, it was very disorganized. Each week was very chaotic, and I felt like it was just, there was no set schedule. You know, it was constant checks coming in and then just money going out, you know, frivolous spending. We worked insane hours. It was 7 days a week. We would get there at like 5 a.m. and sometimes get home 10, 11 p.m. It wasn't somebody like Chase coaching us, you know, it was basically kind of learn as you go or learn from what other people were doing. If I were to go back and do it, which I won't, but I feel like it would be better because now I run a business. I took the skill set and I applied it to mortgages, and I feel like that's why I'm so successful at what I do, because a lot of people in mortgages, they take this white collar approach. They treat it like a 9 to 5, you know, Monday through Friday. For me, I don't care if I'm working until midnight because I already did that.
Sean, what's the phone number they can reach out to if these folks want a mortgage?
If you want a mortgage or a refinance or to talk about anything real estate related, just give me a call. I'm happy to. If I can't help, I can put you in the right direction. But for me, it's residential mortgage loans. It's 484-798-9084. Give me a call. Even if you're looking for a commercial loan, I can hook you up with a commercial guy. If you're looking for a real estate agent, I can introduce you to the best in the area that you're looking for. So we do home equity lines of credit. If you want to borrow against the equity in your house, then I can help you do that. It's all done through AI, actually. So I send you a link to my application. You will know if you're approved or not in 5 minutes, and it takes 5 business days from start to finish. You don't even have to go to the settlement table. They do a virtual settlement for you. And a lot of people think that taking out a home equity line of credit means that's for home improvements. It's your money. It's your equity. You can do whatever you want with it. You can take that money and you can go buy a car. You can go buy a t-shirt. You can go on a vacation. You can do nothing with it. It's like a credit card. You don't pay on it unless you use it.
You could go buy a Louis Vuitton wallet.
You could go buy a Louis Vuitton wallet. Probably not the best
Correct.
use of your money, but
you know, it's like we're gonna be going, you know, planting grass for the first time, basically.
Oh, wow.
But like I'm trying to figure out how to price this in my budget, and like I'm just like really shooting from the hip. But do you have like any sort of generic type of pricing, or is it all just very, very specific and spec'd out?
Well, majority of our projects, Andrew, are definitely per project quotes, but if you were to give me some rough dimensions and like site conditions, I could throw you some numbers.
What might be helpful is if I could send you like a rendering or two, which I can actually do that right now real fast.
Yeah.
And just kind of like lick of the finger to be like, oh yeah, this is something where like you're spending 25 to 50K or you're spending 200 to 300K.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like I'm like trying to get a number that I can hold you to. I'm more so being like, where should I put in my pro forma? Is this $250,000 or is this like 50K?
I see.
And in here, like I just sent it to you. It's really just like basically a row of trees and like the grass, like stuff like that I just hadn't dealt with before.
Right. Yeah, I would say, I mean, if you're gonna do basically the trees that are on this rendering, roughly speaking, you know, for a project like that, you're easily in the 50K. You're probably 50, you know, to be safe. Just softscaping, sod, trees, you know, grading basically, you're probably in that, you know, 50-ish frame. And then if you want to add like downspouts and gutters and stuff like that, you'll go up from there, or landscape lighting, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like I said, let's all catch up for dinner if you're down and connect
Yeah.
and just kind of chat, dude.
No, I would love to, man, for sure.
I'm mowing the whole garden bed in the back, making that grass, but she needs HOA approval. So I told her that I wasn't gonna really fuck with the quote until I know that like she can do that.
Ideally, what we do here at CMG is we'll make the edits. We'll screenshot the original, add it to private notes so we don't miss or forget about a price in case they do change their mind later. Update it, send it in, get the project deposit, and then you can verbally tell her, hey, this is how we normally do it. We'll put you on the schedule because we're already booking out a month out, and that way, you can get your approval in the meantime, and if there's any small changes, we'll always make those changes.
Okay, sounds good.
What was Bren's excuse, or Brennan or whatever?
He just hasn't had time to look it over. He said he'll look it over this weekend.
Cool. Also, just a side note real quick, I noticed there's a ton of irrigation equipment at the shop, and Christian's bringing boxes in. We're being on top of it by ordering stuff, but if it is a costly stuff, just try to get it approved by me before we actually place the order. I don't know, I have to check my Amex. I don't know what we've spent on the irrigation stuff. I know we ordered some stuff and it wasn't the right size, so going forward, I want to make sure whatever we order is approved before we continue to buy shit.
At least we ended up using that stuff that was small. It actually ended up working really great.
Great point, Catherine. Yep, we used it for Christian Waterfields.
And to be honest, when people have smaller beds, we could even use it for those.
All right, guys, we had a very busy second half of the day. We got done a quote. We did some video testimonials at my buddy Sean's house. The quote that I went on, George, he I was a few minutes late, so he Googled me or my company, saw that I had a YouTube channel, went on YouTube and started watching my videos before I came. And so he knew a lot about pricing projects and stuff like that before I even showed up, which was cool. Super nice people. They gave us some drinks and stuff like that. Regardless, we have a new Service Pro Elite member, James. I'm going to be giving him a call. He's 41 years old, located in Northern California. And let's touch base with James. James, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Wrapping up a Good Friday. Had a great meeting and getting things organized.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you taking a minute to call me, man, in the middle of all of it.
Of course, brother. What are you up to today?
Yeah, just finished up a good quote, actually, and then now we are going to grab some lunch and then go get materials for a job that we're starting on Monday.
And James, how did you find me or hear about me?
Seeing your videos, it's always entertaining, along with always has some good knowledge and, usually answers some questions regarding pricing or, some of the things that I have while watching your videos. I just noticed you seem to kind of know what you're doing. You've done this for a lot longer than I have, and so that's kind of what got me to know who you were, and then just recently decided to reach out and kind of inquire about this coaching program, and so that led us to today.
That's awesome, brother. Thank you for watching my videos.
Yeah. No, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, you seem to have a good time while you're out there cruising around working, and you guys have a lot of respect for you, and that's not always an easy thing to do.
It's definitely not, brother. So you have 2 or 3 employees, or what's your situation looking like?
Yeah, so I have one that's been with me for over a year, and then one that I just hired, and then my son helps us out on and off. But last year I had 2 guys that I was able to keep busy for about 5 months straight together, and then basically, I was telling Ethan this earlier, went through a period that I couldn't get people to say no to quotes, and it was great, right? And we had good consistent work for about 5 months, which isn't long enough. And then it seemed that all the quotes I had and estimates I had out kind of ran out, and people weren't saying yes. And then by about middle of August, I ran out of work for about a month. And so those guys, as much as I would have loved to keep them around, they had to go find something else. And so then, like I said, there's another guy that's been with me for over a year, and he's kind of been on and off. And so he's back with me, but his family has a farm operation, and so he's able to stay busy and kind of come in when work's here, basically.
Good.
So that's been the big problem, is the inconsistency.
Right, man. We're gonna turn you into a businessman. We're gonna turn you into knowing your numbers, lead gen, marketing. We're not gonna, I don't want you to be a landscaper by the end of this, which there really is no end. I start to turn my students' brains into businessmen, and you can tell based on phone conversations with them. They're like, well, I'm gonna get this dump trailer before I get this. We can, blah blah blah. Get 2 crews going, lower my daily overhead, all this type of stuff. So I'm excited to do the same thing with you. And Ethan or James, do you provide lawn mowing services?
No.
Oh,
We
good.
started doing that for the
100%. Yeah, I can. What I like to help people with, other landscapers, is the organic marketing, the organic push, the organic lead generation, James. And like the goal, it's not going to happen overnight, but the goal
Sure.
is at some point you're going to build a brand online. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's vlog. You guys got to see kind of in a day in the life of what I was doing. We got projects going on. We got sales calls, sales follow-ups, quotes going out. I'm training new people. We're adding to the team. Hey, one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is what I want in my vlog, is consistency and persistence. On last Sunday evening, I had 3 guys quit on me on the same day. It was a planned thing. One thing I learned from one of my mentors, and he told me this. He told me this about myself. He said, Chase, you're one of those few people that are certain in uncertain times. And for me, it's an energy, it's a behavior, almost like a wild animal, because of how I've grown up and the things I've been through and stuff like that. That it never clicked in my brain, right? So for instance, on Sunday evening, when 3 guys were calling out, that was one full crew basically that week, was I a little uncertain? Was I worried? Of course, but I had confidence within my capabilities to problem solve and figure it out, right? I always talk about figuring things out, and that's exactly what I did. And matter of fact, I got done the same amount of work I needed to get done on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week without those 3 individuals. So think about that. You guys want to start building a muscle of being certain in uncertain times. By Wednesday, all 3 of those individuals were asking for their jobs back. Now, what did I do as a leader? I didn't say, yeah, you can come back to my organization. I didn't give in to one of the amigos that wanted a raise all of a sudden just because he quit and worked for a different company. I said, absolutely fucking not. We have standards here at CMG Landscaping, and those types of actions and behaviors do not align with our standards here at CMG Landscaping. So for business owners like yourselves that are watching this video, make sure you implement standards within your team and you're cutthroat to those standards. If someone wants to betray your business, right? Your business is the main organization. You have to protect it. And if guys want to act like goofballs and little children and just say, hey man, I quit, I'm not coming into work tomorrow, you don't want them a part of your organization at all. If you guys have questions about that, comment that down below. One other thing I want to present to you guys is Service Pro Elite, my one-on-one coaching platform, where you guys can get direct access to me in regards to growing and scaling your landscaping business. If you guys are interested in something like that or want to learn more information about it, I'm going to put a link down in the description below, and you guys can check it out. Schedule a call with one of my team members to kind of help you go through things, get you organized, get some questions answered. Service Pro Elite, link down below. See y'all in the next video. Peace.
Ever since you left me, more money, more cars, more hoes.
All right, guys, we are here in Honeybrook.
Ever since you left me, more diamonds, more gold, more motion, more hoes. I went deaf on the bitch.